Hey everybody! On this episode of Gaming Collecting, me and Alex are returning for another episode of our Games That Shaped Us series, this time covering the pair of games based off of the Fairly OddParents cartoon from Nickelodeon Games and THQ. Let's see how they've held up over the years. But anyways, guys, on with the episode. So how you been?
I've been good. I feel like my chair went down. Sorry, I just realized that. Feel like my chair is not at the same height. But I've been good. We last recorded like on Monday, so
two
it hasn't
days
been
ago.
that, and not much has changed in my life. I've been
No.
working on my cosplay still. I have so much glue everywhere. Glue. It's all over my hands. It's everywhere. Help. I can't escape.
Alex is gonna wake up like stuck to poo.
No, oh God, no. She's not allowed in here until I'm done with it. She's not allowed because I don't. One, she eats everything, and I don't want to take the risk of her eating any of the glue because that would be very bad. And two, I don't want her to fuck it up either because she eats everything.
Or eat it, yeah.
Yeah, basically, I don't want her to eat my cosplay. So that's where we're at with my cat. What did we talk about last time? I mean, not much has changed. I've just been still watching Welcome to Demon School Aruma.
All I've done since we last recorded is record podcasts because I have no self-control.
Bill, why are you like this? Oh, I do think I'm gonna it's gonna put me far back in terms of watching, but I feel like I haven't watched a show in a while, and it's a longer one, and I think I'm gonna rewatch it.
Which show?
I'm not gonna tell you. It's gonna be a surprise.
Okay.
It's One Piece. No.
Oh.
Just
Right,
no,
I'll
I'm
see you in
kidding. I'm
4
kidding.
years.
I'm kidding. It's a surprise. No, I did that in like less than a year, Bill.
I know you do it in like a week at this point.
You're just a quitter. You're a quitter. Oh, Bill, I got an email today that was a reminder of next weekend. We'll be going to Rhode Island.
Oh, is that next weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be here before we know it. So the first weekend of June. Well, yeah, first weekend of June. So June 7th, we're going to Rhode Island Anime Con. It's a newer convention. It's only been around for a couple years. But it's run by the people who run Rhode Island Comic Con. It's just all anime centric. My cosplay is not for that. My cosplay is for Kineticon. Because that one's local and it's just easier. And this is, I think I already said it on the podcast, but this is like the first cosplay I'm going to have to change in a parking lot.
Yeah. Wow. Can't believe it's already this quick.
I know. That's why I started working on it some more the past few days of my cosplay. Because I'm like, it's because July's going to be here before we know. Well, yeah, July will be here before we know it. And I have to sparkle the shit out of this. Mom sent me. I have crystals. And then I got black sparkles. Then I got gold sparkles. Because I'm also going to have to figure out. I want to like take the cape. Because right now I have to pull it over my head to wear it. And I don't want to deal with that. So I have to like cut it somehow and like make it Velcro. So I can take it on and off easier. But I also kind of want to try and almost modify it. I don't think I can. Like, looking at it, I don't think I can unless I unsew it. But I thought I could potentially modify it to look like the newer designed ones that have the cords. But I didn't have time to make that. I only had time for that. So I might not even wear it. I don't know. We'll see. Or I might put it on and off at times.
Still got time, and Kineticon's not for a while, so...
Yeah, and then I have to make the purse, which for me, my cosplays always have to have some sort of quirky, convenient way of holding my things. So I'm going to make a purse that looks like the grimoire.
Nice. Yeah, it's been...
Huh? Any other stuff going on?
Not really. It's just been a kind of a slow. It's been a quick, short, slow week. It's weird. Like
Quick,
every
short,
day's
slow.
yeah. Like it's felt long, but like the days have been flying by because I've been really busy.
Same. Like it
Um,
feels like the week should already be over, but it's not yet. But the days are also going by really quickly. No,
hmm,
I agree. I don't know. It's been really busy recently, but I think I'm gonna go biking this weekend with my
that's
friend
good.
Chris, and one of my other friends, who I haven't seen in a bit because I don't work with them anymore, so I don't get to see them as often. But our last bike ride got canceled, and we're gonna hope to do 40 miles. That'll be my peak. I've never gotten 40.
I'm just
So,
picturing Alex riding a rock for some reason from SpongeBob. We used to
oh
ride
yeah.
these babies for miles. I don't know why that popped into my head. I just pictured you riding the rock from that one episode of SpongeBob.
It's not a boulder. It's
It's a rock.
a rock. Why are we able to quote SpongeBob so vividly?
Because that was the show of our childhood, and those early seasons were
Yeah,
fucking peak.
we were like we were part of the group of people that were out for like the pilot and like the original show airing. Like, and we
I
used to
still
like,
remember Bubble Stand when that first aired because I was like, holy shit. Well, remember because everyone thought it was going to suck, and then it ended up being this huge thing that's still going.
yeah, not as good anymore now, but still going.
Those first, so all the seasons up to the movie and the couple after the movie, they still hold up pretty well.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
agree.
those old episodes are super quotable.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know where
good
the
old school.
SpongeBob I don't know where the SpongeBob tangent came from.
I don't know. Well, we live, laugh, crack, or barrel. I mean,
I
live,
just
laugh,
have
love.
I just have this image now of you riding a boulder with the cowboy hat for some
Yeah,
reason.
I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing I have ever done.
Well, that episode just lives in our brains rent free because we quote the drink lines so often.
I drink my diet Dr.
Like Dr.
Kelp.
Kelp, you call yourself a delivery boy?
What? There's like another. I can't remember. I'm like brain fraying off the top of my
Well, that's
head.
also the one with the where he's like rapping, like with the pizza.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. And it
I
like
just I just remember the scene where his ass starts jiggling.
the Krusty
Yeah, and he starts singing
Krab.
it. Why is that is one of the best episodes of the series.
That is. And then like Squidward's just like, why? And I also love the fact that the only reason they're delivering the pizza is because one person called and Mr. Krabs was like, money.
I
Like,
love
we
that.
don't
It's
even
like
make pizza.
we don't serve pizza, and he just takes a bunch of Krabby Patties and just fucking smashes them together into a pizza somehow.
Magic of SpongeBob. Oh, I
Classic.
gotta go back and rewatch some of the classic episodes. Oh,
Yeah.
just to relive those. What was that? Cue the music, Bill. No, not the clown music. You could barely even hear it with how it dropped off. So, womp womp, your effect didn't work. Are you playing the music? No. Play the correct music. What are you drinking, Bill? Thank you.
I am drinking a cream soda that's half drinking because I've been
I knew you were gonna be drinking a Franny's drink. Give us a fact.
these things are like crack, and I don't believe that they're as healthy for you as they are.
Well, they're not healthy. They're just better than like regular soda.
It's 10 it's
It
12
never
fluid
says
it's 12 fluid ounces, but the entire bottle is only 10 calories. Like it
Bill,
doesn't make sense.
they make Diet Coke that has like 0 calories.
Yeah, but like you read everything else and like there's literally like it's basically water. It's I don't get it. And they're caffeinated. It's and they're only $1. These things don't make sense. I don't understand.
Question it, Bill. Get give us a rating.
Good.
No, on a scale of something, out of something. On a scale of 50 small Jeff Gordon's holding a big ass trophy, what would you rate it? Out of 1.
5 out of 5 pioneers riding boulders.
All right, we'll call that good.
What are you drinking, Alex?
I am drinking. I'm almost drinking a Franny's orange soda, but I don't have facts. But I do have glue. So I'm just going to read you a fact from my E6000 glue.
See, no one can see the video right now. Alex is drinking the glue.
No, I am not drinking the glue. It is toxic. I'm just going to read the warning. Warning, flammable. Content fumes may catch fire. Skin irritant. Vapor harmful. Fire. May be harmful by breathing vapors and dust. May produce allergic reaction by skin contact. May produce birth defects.
Does it cause diarrhea? We have to know.
It does not say diarrhea, but it's not
then
saying
it's safe
to be consumed.
To eat.
No, it's not. It's poisonous. E6000 is a unique adhesive formulated to meet high-performance industrial requirements, making it an exceptional adhesive for hobby or craft. Washer and dryer safe. Directions. Read directions and test small area before use. Surface should be clean, dry, and free of... I'm reading the whole back. Look at how much text there is to read.
No, you're done.
Wait,
no more.
Wait, you gotta... Wait, no, keep the music and ask me about my drink, though. You gotta give me a rating scale. Turn the music back on and ask me. No, give me a rating scale.
All right. How many children eating paste out of 10?
You need the music. How many what?
How many children? How many out of 10 children eating paste?
No. I'm gonna rate it 100 sparkles to be attached to my cosplay out of 100 with E6000's glue, which is not edible. It doesn't say it will give you diarrhea, but it probably will.
I know it won't because it'll seal you. It probably seal you out.
Were you expecting me to? Did I really surprise you by reading the glue facts rather than nutritional?
No, because nothing surprises me.
I thought about changing it up this time because I already said the facts about this before.
One of these days, you're gonna like just break out like the Encyclopedia Dramatica or something and just read that.
Sure, maybe the Bible. I just start reading random Bible verses.
You don't own a Bible.
Yeah, I'd burn. I'd burn in hell.
Anyways, so we're doing another games that shaped us. Kind of appropriate. We were talking about Nickelodeon earlier.
In hell.
Kind of. And religion, considering the creator of said said
I
series.
didn't even think that through.
So for the games that shaped us, we've mentioned these games in the past, but it was like way back in episode 11.
Oh, damn.
So,
that's an old. Don't listen to that. It probably sucks.
It's probably boring. But so we're talking about the Fairly OddParents games released for the PS2, GameCube, and one of them was on Xbox. Released back in 2003, only in America because
America.
No, the second one did come out in Europe.
Oh.
But the first one only came out in America, apparently. The two games are Fairly OddParents Break Into Rules and Fairly OddParents Shadow Showdown.
Yes.
Both of which were developed by Blitz Games, a studio that no longer exists, apparently. But they were very well known for making a ton of licensed games. They made the Bratz games to tie that back in. And they also made Glover.
We gotta talk about that at one point, which makes me sad.
I own them now, so we'll get to it. But yeah, they made these games as well, published by THQ, because THQ published like every licensed game back in the day. When they stopped publishing licensed games is when they went bankrupt. Funny how that worked. Yeah, so God, the Fairly OddParents was like that other Nickelodeon show that like we watched religiously back in the day.
Well, I mean, it was definitely one of the more fun and creative shows, and it did last, I think, not as long as SpongeBob, but it did last very long. And it
Well,
once it
it,
overstayed its welcome.
SpongeBob's still going. Fairly Odd
Yeah.
Parents got the original run is over. It's been rebooted a few times now, I believe, but I have not paid attention to any of that because I stopped
Yeah.
watching it around, I think, when the dog showed up. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I lost interest.
No, I
By
feel like you
then,
lost interest with Poof, the
no,
baby.
but we watched with the poop stuff for a little bit. You know what? Actually, I think it was when they were doing the live action Drake Bell
Yeah, with
movies.
Drake Bell, which is
um,
so weird. But I mean, also, I feel like Fairly Odd Parents ended because the creator was like, I want to make something else. Because he had a bunch of different shows. I mean, one of his
well,
more famous ones is
Danny
Danny
Phantom is
Phantom.
arguably his best show,
Mm,
but even that, like, kind of ended up kind of lamely. He
yeah.
also made that Tough Puppy show. I remember that was on for a while.
Yeah. That one was okay. I think
Well,
he made another one after that, which was just terrible.
I just remember, like, when I think like weird Fairly Odd Parents like moments, I always think like the Ned's Declassified episode where they just show up, like the Fairly Odd Parents fair at one point.
Yeah.
But I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Well, and Fairly Odd Parents also had had couple crossovers because it famously had the crossover episodes with Jimmy
yeah,
Neutron,
the
which
Jimmy
gave
Timmy
us
Power Hour,
the most horrifying 3D character model
which is
of
really
Not Jimmy Neutron, of Timmy Turner.
what's funny is like the Jimmy Neutron characters actually transitioned into the 2D art style way better than the Fairly Odd Parents characters did.
Oh,
Especially when like they added more of the character. Oh god, it was so bad.
it was so yeah, they look so gross in the 3D. But like that's because like Jimmy Neutron was it was stylized to fit the 3D, whereas as Fairly Odd Parents was a flat 2D show, so it wasn't made for it. But even like in this game, there are some screenshots of Timmy where I'm like, you look a little fucked up right there. Like there's
Hey,
one that
I'll
has
give it
him on the
I'll give it credit. They used a cell shaded look, which does look better than if they tried like actual 3D.
Bill. What the fuck? Why is his face so small?
That's like a very bad. That's like his T model. Like that's a very bad screen grab.
It's bad. It's not. I mean, like
It
I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's not. You can't say
so
it's good either.
no, it's. I mean, for the time, it's fine. Like the thing about cell shading is cell shading generally looks better in motion than it does not in
Then
motion.
Frozen. Yeah, no, I will agree.
Because the way that the models worked is they were very much they're not designed to also they're not designed to look at like front facing like
No,
just in general. It's kind of like the Simpsons characters. You're never really supposed to look at them from the front. It just
you're
doesn't look
supposed
right.
to admire them from afar, and that's it. Nothing
Um
else.
yeah, so these games were still during kind of like the golden era. Like I believe like I think the first one was like right around was before like the first like TV movie, I want to
Hmm.
say. And the second one was after it. I know for a fact. I can't remember if Channel Chasers had come out yet. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but so the games are 2D platformers, which was in the style at the time, as they say. They're not so unlike say SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom. They went for more of a like linear style 3D progression, like
Yeah.
level
Were
based.
they like a collectathon, or was it just
No, not so
you
much
had certain
collectathon.
tasks, right?
So each level, so in the first game, the levels were very like beginning end. Like you'd
Yes.
start at one point and then you'd get to the end. Um,
Yes.
there was usually a goal within each level, like because the plot of the first game is essentially like most Fairly Odd Parents episodes. Timmy does something stupid.
Hmm.
He ends up wishing he didn't have to follow the rules, and then the rules end up in the hands of Vicky, who then
Uh,
gains the ability to make wishes at random. And
yep.
throughout the game, basically, like every level
Oh,
has
wasn't every boss Vicky?
Sometimes it depended on the level. It was either Vicky or some creation Vicky made.
Yep.
And the way it was set up was basically the whole plot summary is each level you would go to, the setup would be something is going on in the house, and then Vicky makes a wish that completely like either like sends Timmy, say like inside his comic books or
Yeah.
down the drain. And most of the
Well, and
levels
they
are
were all based on episodes too, which is
yes,
really fun.
they were. This
Because I
game,
have them here. There was a badge too far,
the camping
which that
episode,
one was the squirrely scouts. I think it was the squirrels.
which is really funny because that is an early episode of the series.
Yeah. And then like the cream puffs. And then there was the Vicky virus, which that takes place in the computer.
Oh
And
yeah,
that was like the computer.
that entire level is based off of the video game, the old video game centric. It's essentially you actually get to play that video game that like they play. That's where like the famous like Cosmo like it's a show about nothing. How do we know when it's over? I do.
Yep.
Um,
Chinless Blunder, and that was the Crimson Chin one.
yeah, the Token Crimson Chin episode.
Mini Timmy, which was one of I think the favorite ones because he went he basically got shrunk down and like was microscopic and he got to go in like the robot suit. Time Warped, that was the one where he went back in time.
Yeah, we'll get to that episode.
Excalibur, was that based on an episode?
Yeah, it was based off of a series of episodes. It was essentially based off any time like he would go to the past.
This had a lot of episodes. This had a lot of levels in it. Like just reading these, I'm like, holy shit, this is a lot.
But you can beat this game in like 4 hours if you're good enough.
A dog's dog where he became a dog. Crash Landing, which is
that's the Crash Nebula episode.
Oh, okay. Bad Luck 100.
That was the
that was the
anti-fairies. Yes. Yep.
Yep. And then the last episode was the Ultimate Challenge,
which I believe was the
you had to retrieve all the pages, all of the book.
I believe that was the final like
you had to retrieve the last page.
Yeah, that was the final boss against Vicky where she's a dragon.
Oh yeah. Dragon Vicky.
Which the whole thing with the dragon is they show up for the final boss and the fairies, the fairy court's basically like, and to make this fight fair, we're gonna turn Vicky into a giant dragon. It's like, okay.
How is this fair? Yeah.
Video game. Yeah, there was a lot of a surprisingly large amount of levels, and I will admit some of these levels as a child were the bane of my existence. There was a couple so the way it would work is like you'd have to beat a certain amount of levels to like unlock like different parts of the house, because you'd start locked in Timmy's room and eventually you'd gain access to the bathroom and then you'd eventually get to go downstairs.
Yep.
And I remember too, because some of these levels were a pain to play, like the Chinless Blunder, like the Crimson Chin episode. I always remember because like there's a point at the end where the final like fight in that level, you have to like grapple a helicopter, and then it's one of those puzzles where like there's a meter and you have to kind of keep it in the center of the meter without getting too high or low.
Oh, yep.
And as a child, I sucked at that. Nowadays it's trivial and I can do it easily.
Well, yeah, but as a kid, everything's much harder.
Yeah, there one of the anti-fairy episode as well. That one was pretty had a similar mechanic that I always got stuck on. And the only other point in this game that I would always get stuck at was the damn time travel level, where in the first segment of that level, you have to pull Excalibur from the stone, and it's a fucking button masher. And as a child, fuck that. Like, fuck that.
Even as an adult, that still sucks. I think.
Well, now I mean, it sucks, but nowadays it's super easy. Like, I can just do that. I can do that like flawlessly because like you learn technique.
Technique. You have the
or you could be like me when I don't give a damn and just plug a turbo controller in.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's how we beat the herbs back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the levels are kind of fun though. Like the whole gimmick is like because you lost access to the rules, you can't wish the normal way. You have to instead
Wish
collect
stars.
wish stars. And in the first game, there's 5 per wish, and
Hmm.
the stars run away from you
Yes,
because
it's
they're
like
little.
it's a chase game. You have to chase them and catch them.
Yeah. Although some of them don't give a fuck and they just chill. Some of them get tired and they're like, "Fuck it, I don't care," and they'll just give up.
Yes.
Um, the wishes are kind of creative. Like I know, like in like the some of them are like items that you can use at specific times, and other ones are used as like costumes or something. Like I know in like
Hmm.
the uh the camping level, the first wish is like a chainsaw, but it's like a beaver chainsaw to cut down trees, and it's Cosmo.
Yes.
Um,
And then I think like the next wish is like he has to become Tamantha
yeah, they bring back Tamantha. You have to be a girl for like
because he has to
info.
invade the cream puffs.
Yeah, yeah. You have to do a fucking rhythm game dance off at the end, which I always sucked at. I could never get it perfect. And then there's a Crash Bandicoot style chase sequence because this game really runs the gauntlet of platforming tropes.
Hmm.
And the funnest part was they brought in all the voice actors.
That is very fun.
Like all of them were present, and like all of them like basically reprised their roles and play them perfectly.
Mm.
Vicky is such a bitch in this game too.
Yes. Well, she
Like
was always a bitch. She
she
was
was,
mean
but
for, and I love there's one episode where everyone's just like, yeah, we all hate you.
oh, yeah, there's also like I always hated the end of Channel Chases where like she gets fucking outed for all of her
Mm.
shit, and then like Timmy undoes it, which I get why because the show wouldn't be able to go on. But I was like, come on, man. They finally
Like
believed you.
he likes pain and punishment. No,
Probably.
it's his kink. No.
No, that's Cam. That's
Yeah.
Cam.
Ah. Yes. Yes. Cam in the cuck chair. God damn it! We're never going to be able to escape brats.
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 So I will say, gameplay wise, though, this game like the platforming is a little stiff. Like the jump is very like
Oh, I'm sure it's not the best controls in the world.
the jump is weirdly heavy. Like whenever you get a double jump, but like Timmy feels like he weighs way more than he should.
Mm.
So all
Well,
the
it's his
jumps,
head. It weighs a lot.
yeah, the jump tends to be a little finicky sometimes.
I'm blaming
Control.
it on his head.
The only other issues are like occasionally some of the wishes are like these weird like vehicle based sections, which are just like, yeah.
Mm.
The final boss was kind of interesting though because it was
Dragon Vicky.
it's you don't really fight Vicky so much as you fight the gimmick of the boss is you have to press these buttons to make her say the phrase I wish I never took the book from Timmy.
Mm.
But there's a few like randos in there, so you could be like, I wish I never took pants. Because there's a pants button for some reason.
Just to confuse you.
Yeah. Yeah, first
Is
game.
Crocker?
Yeah, he's in the school level. Like because the final
Oh.
because you end up kidnapping the anti-fairies with the magnet, and you actually use them at the end to put them in Crocker's like fairy catching van and blow it up.
Yes.
I always remember they got a kick out of that one. Yeah, Crocker appears briefly. The alien shows up in the tutorial, but then his parents are like in the Crash Nebula episode later on.
I love the alien guy. He was such a weird.
Yeah, he doesn't have any like lines in this because he shows up as just kind of like a tutorial boss.
Yeah.
Not even a boss, just an obstacle. He is fully in the second game though. Huh.
Which game? Oh wait, I'll ask at the end. Which game is your favorite out of the two? But wait till the end.
Yeah. Yeah, Breaking the Rules though, it's not an amazing game, but it's fairly okay. Like reception wise, it got mostly the PS2 version got 73.
Well,
So
I say like it was made clearly for one for kids, but two, like if you were a fan of the show, you'd probably get some sort of kick out of it because it did reference a lot that was in the show, which you couldn't say for a lot of other games that were I'd say in terms of quality, of other like licensed game, I would say this was on a higher quality.
Yeah, it wasn't bad by any means. It was for
And you
licensed
would go
games.
back and play it, right?
Yeah, I'm actually debating. I might give it a playthrough this weekend just to see how it holds up. See if I can beat it and it's sitting again.
If you do that, I kind of want to like relive our old days of me going, yeah, and messing it up for you.
Yeah. That being said, though, Shadow Showdown.
Yes.
This one is notably darker in a lot of ways.
And this one has its original character villain.
Yes. Yeah.
They made it for the game. I wonder if Butch wrote the character.
No. According to the facts, there was a team that wrote this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this one was notably the plot of this one is interesting to me because technically Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda don't fuck up this time around. It's more happenstance because the plot of this one,
the world is fucked.
Kinda. The plot of this one is essentially this evil, like, shadowy figure, the titular Shadow Showdown. He is like using his magic to like invade the TV waves, and he's essentially blocking out all television, and which ruins Timmy's day because he's gonna watch the Crash Nebula special or something.
Yep.
And because magic's just suddenly not working because of the blockage, Cosmo and Wanda have to use their emergency wand, which teleports them to this old-timey like trick video thing, which is actually just a tutorial.
That was very fun though.
It's a good tutorial because it actually does way better than the tutorial in the first game. Also, from the tutorial, you immediately realize they fucking like improve upon pretty much every mechanic in this game. So first off the bat, the platforming significantly tighter. Like the jump doesn't feel as heavy. Everything's a bit tighter. They also changed the wish star mechanics. So rather than 5 wish stars per wish, and the wishes are kind of situational based, in this game there is 3 sets of 3. There's gold, green, and purple wish stars.
Yep.
And they each equate to 3 different wishes, and you can change the wishes on the fly depending on your preferences.
Yep.
The levels are also, they're still kind of linear, like they're based from like they have a beginning and an end point, but they're a bit more open-ended this time around.
I feel like they definitely went for, like the first game, I feel like they went for more of quantity, like having a very full game, where this one decided to focus on quality and improving a lot of the mechanics, not having as many levels, but making it a more enjoyable experience.
Yeah, the story's also a bit more streamlined this time around because there's an actual definitive villain, because Vicky wasn't really a villain so much as an annoyance in the first game. This time around, like the whole goal is you have to they have to take down the villain, but they need a fairyversary muffin to do it, which they is a reference to Abracatastrophe. But the entire gimmick is you have to like collect the ingredients, so each level has some of the ingredients needed.
Yes.
Because you basically the main hub of, rather than the Timmy's house, the main hub is like this like station that Jorgen von Strangle, toughest fairy in the universe, has set up, and it kind of roadblocks you to keep you from going to all the levels right away. Like you kind of have to complete the ones in the first segment, and then you can move on to the next segment.
Yep.
And the levels this time around are also based off of episodes, but they're a bit more liberal this time around.
Yeah. Well, the first one sets place in Fairy World, which I feel like we didn't get Fairy World in the last game. So
no, because the only time we go to Fairy World is for the final boss.
Yes. And I have to say, one of my favorite parts about this game was the cows.
Yeah, the cows.
The cow. Yeah, use the cows to make rainbows.
Yeah, rainbow bridges. Yeah, because you get a cow suit and you have to like allure the cows to follow you.
Yes.
Um,
And in this one, the mini boss of the level, well, the final boss of the level was a gesture.
a sad Chester.
And didn't he appear in the tutorial?
I don't think he appeared in the tutorial. I think it was
No.
more no, because his employers were the tutorial people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if he appeared in it as well. But yeah, he was employed by the former king and queen before Fairy World said fuck that.
Well, he got framed for stealing the royal jewel, which is
Ah.
the thing that's being used to block out the TVs and block out the fairy powers.
Mm.
Um, aside from that, then there's also one other thing that Shadow Showdown introduces is there's a currency and item shop mechanic where you can go to these item shops throughout the levels and you can buy power ups. Like there's running in this game as opposed to the first game where you can actually dash for a little bit
Yep.
for some speed. You can buy shoes to increase your dash time. You can get these you can do like a ground pound now, which you can get like pants that make your ground pound harder. Like life upgrades, different all sorts of different like things, like little like
Why does this
radar.
remind me of Ape Escape?
It's similar.
Like I was, as you're saying them, I'm like, aren't some of the power ups in Ape Escape?
Aside from like you don't collect monkeys and like you don't have the
You collect
controls.
stars and move cows.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
put on a cow suit.
because in the other game the crowns really are just there to get extra lives. And this time you get the crowns are like coins and you get you use them to buy items.
Mm.
Because aside from that, the one of my favorite levels is the Dad's Dream level.
Yes.
Which is basically based off of the yeah. It's based off of the dream episode that from like way back in the day, but also it's partially based off the insanity of Timmy's dad.
I loved Timmy's dad's fucked up universe. It was like oddly creepy, but also wonderful at the same time. That level
is the definition of Uncanny Valley, but in like the most interesting way possible.
Yeah. Like I don't know what they were doing while they made that, but they were smoking some.
Yeah.
Something was happening. Cause I remember the pants. I remember like the moths that would like chase the pants and stuff, and you had to like, it was just so silly.
Yeah, that level's a because what happens is you Timmy like they need to make the muffin, so you get the recipe, and then Timmy of course orders like all the ingredients because you can conveniently find them on eBay, online. But then of course the box arrives and who finds it? Vicky, and of course then she gives all the fucking items.
Yep.
To all the Timmy's mom and dad and just takes them from him because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
And then the one item she leaves behind, she just fucking stomps on it because it's an egg. And it's like, what a bitch.
And then he has to go back and find all the items. Because I believe in the first level you find milk.
No. The first level you don't get anything. That's just like it's kind of a tutorial teaching like level.
Oh yeah. The first level you find Dad's level you find sugar.
Sure, because he powers his robot with the sugar.
And then the next level is the obligatory Crimson Chin level.
Yes, I love this level too because it's
do you like this one better than the one in the?
Well, I don't hate the one in the first game. Now that I know how to do it, the aesthetic in the first one I think is more interesting, but I think this one is a better level.
It's more fun. It's better quality of gameplay.
Well, it's a straight up platforming like stage like design. The other one was more like it really played into the comic tropes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Crimson Chin level, you have to fight the water woman.
H2 Olga.
H2 Olga. By
That's
dumping
a pretty creative name.
I know. But the way you defeat her is by dumping sewage into her water pool. So you dump poo water in there.
Yep. And she goes, ah! And then you get the Phoenix egg.
Yep, which had because I think the plot is like she used the Phoenix egg to steal the Crimson Chin's powers.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a fun game. Who fucking cares? For that level was fun. Who cares about the tie-in? What What was
But then
that?
after
Get a
you're
clue.
so that's the one where you go to. This is the one that's not really based off of anything. You go to like this mansion. This level kind of sucks because it's not so much the level itself. The final boss, the boss in it is annoying.
The Red
Because
Phantom.
yeah, because you have to like reverse the screen to drop. It's just a pain to beat. This level's set in the mansion that the two people that teach you the
Oh,
king.
Oberon, the king and queen.
Yeah. Um, you do get a muffin pan though from doing that level, so that's something, I guess.
I love the next level, the Great Escape Ape, which is the monkeys.
Oh yeah, the monkey level, which is essentially it's actually the level that's kind of based off of the Abracatastrophe segment where like the planet gets overrun by monkeys.
Yes.
Um, yeah, that level's kind of fun. That one actually has some decent puzzle solving. Like there's one of the power ups in that is you get to climb up. You become a gecko essentially. You become Gex, and
Yeah.
you get to climb up like these like walls and stuff.
They were pretty
Um,
creative and fun with some of the power ups.
but
Or the
that was
shower.
actually that was I had to use my brain power for one of the puzzles because there was a segment where you have to climb this wall, but like it has like this like fast moving thing that you have to like get past really quick, and there's no way to do it normally. And I was like, how do I do it? And then I realized, oh, you can run while climbing. Genius. um,
You don't figure things out right away. You have to kind of try things, see what works, what doesn't
hmm.
work. You were being a gamer, Bill. You were being a gamer.
I love this level though because the final boss is like this giant like monkey like king, and the entire time you're beating him up, Timmy's mom just like berates you in the background.
Well, because she was kidnapped. Like the whole thing is where she was kidnapped by the Ape King. And you have to get the flower back. So you're saving
Yeah,
your mom, but you also just want the flower.
yeah. But then Timmy's mom just berates him the entire time for beating up the monkey.
Yes. She's like, how dare
um,
you? He's my
and
new
then
husband.
yeah, and then the other level is the
Vicky strikes back.
yeah, where it's the Crash Nebula episode that takes place in space, and it also has the an actual appearance by Mark Chang because he teams up with Vicky teams up with him to basically be the final
Because
boss.
doesn't he like is in love with her, right?
Yeah,
Mark, it wasn't that canon. He was in
well,
love
yeah,
with her.
because they're like opposite world kind of, and like he finds her beautiful because she's so repulsive.
Yes. And then he gets the milk back.
Yes.
And then they make the muffin.
Yes, they do. So shorter amount of levels, but each level is much more.
A lot more in it. And I think in general, it sounded like this one was just a lot more fun.
Much better designed is the
Better quality.
Yeah. Like overall, like they actually like made a better game. kind of. Then the final boss you face off against the titular shadow, who you find out was actually the shadow of like this butler that you find in like
Chamberlain. He was the Chamberlain for the king and queen.
And he had done a spell. He had done a spell to get rid of his shadow, and it became evil and sentient.
Whoops.
And you fight that boss. It's actually a better boss. It's a better boss because it's actually a boss.
Yes.
You have to like ground pound. He has these like foot growths, and you have to like ground pound them.
Foot growths.
That's basically what they are. Yeah, and it ends there, and then the day is saved. All the powers go back, and it ends just in time for Timmy to watch the TV special because, of course,
he's like, yeah.
So yeah, looking at the two games.
Yeah, which one is your favorite out of both of them?
So it's a little hard to say. Shadow Showdown, by far the better game overall, like design wise, just structurally. Breaking the Rules, I think, has a more interesting story though, because I kind of like the whole Timmy fucked up, and this is you actually like solving it.
Well, I'd say it fits the stories because for the most part, I mean, like you find out that Timmy Turner has been like basically wishing that he would never grow up, and it's a constant time loop because he's selfish. So like he's not like a good character. Like Timmy's not a good character.
No,
like
he's a
selfish.
he's a perpetual fuck up. Like that's his
Yeah.
character.
Well, he's selfish and he kind of only cares about himself, and like, but that's just kind of who he is. And that's also kind of kids too.
Yeah,
So
because he's 10.
it fits exactly. It fits. I feel like I agree with like the first one kind of fits the storyline of like of the show.
The second, not saying the second one's bad by any means. The
Mm,
story's fine. It's just a little bit. It's not as well written as the first game, and it's a
yeah,
bit more. But the game itself makes up for it because the game itself is just better structured in every way.
yeah,
Um, the second game also takes longer because the levels are much more.
intricate and thought out.
Yeah, there's actual progression and like you have to think about like because you have different
Well,
power ups, you have to think about it differently.
and I think they were able to do more with the better controls as well.
Hmm. Oddly enough, though, the second game did not come out on Xbox, which I always found odd.
Hmm.
And similar to SpongeBob, the PC these games had PC versions that are
They had
nothing like.
PC version for this?
Yeah, and they're
Did we have
nothing.
it?
No,
Okay.
I've never actually seen these games in the wild because they weren't like I guess as fun as like the SpongeBob PC games, which were those goofy like adventure games.
And
Um,
trippy.
yeah, I mean this game's the dad stream level alone is trippy enough.
That's like the main reason to play. Like to go and
Yeah,
play Shadow Showdown nowadays. Like just go and play Dad's Dream level. Cause what the fuck was that? It was great,
yeah,
but oh my goodness.
yeah. No, I really do like these two games like nostalgically. Like when I put them in like the pantheon of like the Nickelodeon games from that era, like obviously the Battle for Bikini Bottom is still the top.
Yeah.
Like because that
Hence
game
why
is
it
just
got a remake later on in life.
well, it got a remake because the speedrunning community revived that game because that game is one of the most insane speedrunning games like ever. Like it's super intricate.
Wow. I saw people speedrun these games as well though.
This
It
I
popped up.
I'm sure there is speed runs. I've attempted to speed run these not using tech just to see how fast I can get through them. Like I think I beat Breaking the Rules in like 3 hours once,
Hmm.
which probably isn't that great of a record. I'm sure people have done better, but I have. It's fun for what it is.
Yeah.
I never. So I don't think there was ever any more games after that. These ones.
I don't think so. I think popularity was also falling off. And I also think the they just weren't making as many licensed games at that point too because I think the PlayStation 3 is like when it really started fizzling out.
Hmm.
And then PS4, I don't think there's any.
No, no. Like the after Shadow Showdown, besides the Game Boy Advance games, because there was a bunch of Game Boy Advance games.
Hmm.
Um,
Did you have any?
I have all of them. Yeah,
Oh, you do? Oh,
they're 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 not really worth talking about. Like they're not bad, but they're not spectacular either. They're just like
yeah. It's okay.
the
Excuse me.
the game based off Breaking the Rules is actually like a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
but yeah, Fairly Odd Parents after that, like Timmy would mostly get like relegated to crossover games like Nicktoons Baseball and Nicktoons Movin', the horrendous iToy Nicktoons game.
Oh,
And of course, Nicktoons Unite. Do you remember
what's that?
Nicktoons? You never played Nicktoons Unite?
What
It
is
was
it?
it was a crossover multiplayer action adventure game where you played as SpongeBob, Timmy, Danny Phantom, and Jimmy Neutron.
Huh.
Um, we
Nope.
never had these as kids. I got them all for like $1 at a yard sale once.
Oh, okay. So you have post.
I have never played them. I've been meaning to give them a shot. I do own them though because there's 4 of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of where Timmy ended up after this, and then of course the franchise went all over the place. Like
Yeah, they did the live action. They did the
I will always remember like we
Cosmo
went on
got pregnant.
that did happen. Before that though, I remember all the TV specials like I remember like the big musical one. I remember the the one where Cosmo and Wanda quit.
Yeah.
There's so many. Norm the Genie was like the best character.
Hmm.
Um But yeah, these games were fun. I kind of want to revisit them at some point. We should honestly do a full on episode talking about the SpongeBob games again at some point,
Yeah.
because we've only really done a recent one on the PC games. But
Mm.
I don't think we talked about Battle for Bikini Bottom on its own.
I don't think so. It would be fun to go and play the remake too.
I actually 100%ed platinum the remake without even trying.
Good job. Proud of you.
But yeah, so these games, fun games, check them out. They're not worth much, so you can get them pretty goddamn cheap.
You just have to have a PlayStation 2 or Xbox.
Well, Xbox, you can only play the first game. Shadow Showdown didn't get one.
Oh, the PlayStation.
PS2 or a GameCube, because they were both on GameCube.
Oh, okay. Any differences in like the gameplay or the play style with the different console versions, or do you not know?
Aside from different button layouts, I've never seen the Xbox version of Break Into Rules. Usually the Xbox version is the best version, but with a game like this, I don't think you're going to get a ton of differences.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure if there was any standouts.
I mean, aside from different control schemes because of the controllers, like I've seen the GameCube version in play, and it basically is the same game. Yes. Probably runs a little better because the GameCube is more powerful, but yeah, fun games.
Yes,
better than the Jimmy Neutron game. Granted, like the only one we really had
the Twonkies.
Yeah, I mean that game is fun, but not in a good way. And like this is so kind of bad, but awesome.
This is so stupid. That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was another game. What's up?
I forgot to bring something up before we got into it. But Bill, have you looked at any of the reels I've sent you recently?
Today, probably not, because I've been busy.
So I don't know how this happened. But as me and Bill discovered the other day, and as I have sent them to Bill, whenever I see them, my For You page or whatever, like my reels streaming, whatever it's called, it's very 9/11 coded.
Oh, god damn it, yeah.
Almost every other video is a 9/11 joke. And I don't know why. I think I liked one because it was fucking funny. And I know it's not funny, like, but it kind of is, and like joke. But it's all I get now, and it won't stop. Someone, if you know a way.
You just gotta like other shit so it gets phased out.
But that's all I get, and some of them are funny.
Yeah.
Well, the ones I've been sending Bill are like great because like it's unexpected until like the very end, and then Bill's gonna watch and then be like, "God damn it!" because it's another. So I ever see those, I send them to Bill.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to share in case anyone else is Reels feed is cursed, like mine. Mine's very cursed.
Yeah. It sure is. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. You can find the Gaming Collecting Podcast on all your major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. What?
Hi.
And you can also find us over on the Superpod Network. That's superpodnetwork.com. What?
Hey. Hey. I'm a
you can
Cam joke. I'm on my mode. Hey, you dropped your shoe back there.
You can find us over on the Superpod Network. It's an awesome site with a bunch of different podcasters, blogs, videos.
Podcasters.
Be sure to check us out over there. And with that, everybody, we will see you all later.
No, you won't. Because I am in the walls. I'm in the wall.